Welcome to my podcast, I Think I Can. My intention for the podcast is for individuals to begin a transformational journey towards self-awareness and self-actualization. And I do this by telling my own story, as well as all the stories from my past clients. And I do this so that you too can feel safe knowing that change is available to you, but also so you can take more responsibility for your life in 3 specific ways: in your health, your self, and your wealth. Now sit back and enjoy the show. Hello, welcome back to I Think I Can podcast. So, yes, another solo podcast, and I'm going to warn you in a way. This is all about how you can work with me. So, if you're not interested in different ways that you can work with me, then skip this episode and go on to another one that captivates you a little bit more. But for all of those of you in my audience that are interested in working with me and, haven't visited my website lately or checked out my link tree on Instagram or Facebook posts, if you're not into social media, just listen in. It won't be long. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, just how can I work with more people in a way that's simpler, and in a way that's very accessible, like financially, but also more like in terms of time. Like no one has time in the day, right, to kind of do the work. Rarely do people, I wish people would value self-reflection and continued learning like I do. Like, actually, just recently I kind of reviewed how I spend my time in one day, and that's an eye-opener for anybody who hasn't done that a lot. And I'm not sure if I should feel bad about this, but I do spend a lot of time learning and a lot of time in self-reflection. Like, for me, self-reflection is often writing. Sometimes it's just sitting in silence. But I spend a lot of time doing that. Sometimes it's certain posts, like for social media, which is really my own self-reflections, and adding to the blog site on my website in that way as well. But actually learning through my own mentors, I spend a lot of time doing that. But I also love giving, right? There's always a balance, giving and receiving. So receiving information in, I love, and I'm trying to think of more ways I can give more information out. So podcast is one of them. And obviously one-on-one calls is another. But in terms of reaching more people, it's like, to me, it makes more sense to do groups. So I added 2 ways of working with me right now that are are constantly there. In other words, it's not like, oh, I'm running this one group program right now, and then it's done. These offers are always there. And I'm just going to tell you quickly about those 2 right now. So one is, they're both, how would I say this? Like, okay, so Voxer is a messaging app. But it's also a place where a lot of people can just access and contribute to as much as they want. So just think about, a group chat. That's the best way of doing it. Not a lot of people have used Voxer. So even people in the coaching industry, not everybody uses Voxer, but I love Voxer. So the first one, it's called What Am I Thinking? And that's a mastermind. And it's going to be held once a week. So once a month. So within a 30-day time span, you can join this. So if you didn't get it this month, next month, for example, and within those 30 days, you will have 10 days of support through this app. So, and if you're thinking, what kind of support? Well, we are going to focus on gaining awareness in where your thoughts are throughout the day. And that sounds simple, but it's not. So I will be, I will be sort of getting you started on that. I'm going to give you some guidance on how to zone into where your thoughts are during the day, becoming more present in your day, in your thoughts. This will all be about mindfulness. And within those 10 days, I think I mentioned it's for 10 women only. There's also going to be a 100-minute Zoom call. So just over an hour and a half Zoom call, which you will get individual coaching on in that time. So if there are questions coming up, you can ask them in that Voxer chat. So one question a day, and those questions will be answered. So think about it. For 10 days, you can ask me any question really, but it's always going to relate back to, how scattered are my thoughts? Even the type of question you're asking. I'm going to teach you how to, just ground yourself more and be more in your body and be more in the present. So if you know that you're always in your head, for example, it's really hard for you to sort of stay in the present. If you're feeling overwhelmed and constantly anxious and worried, this is a really nice place to land for 10 days. And what I also really love is that you're going to have 9 new friends. That's one thing I really, really like about these group containers. And the questions that everybody asks will pertain to you. You think they won't, but they will. So you don't know this until you're in it, but I'm telling you, you will 100% enjoy it. Okay, so that one is $222 US. All my offers are in US right now, just so you know that as well. So the next offer, that one was called What Am I Thinking? The next one is called At Your Service. And At Your Service is, again, like I said, another group chat that you can join. So this is 1 month again. Well, no, the other one was 10 days. This one is an entire month of Voxer coaching. So you can ask 2 questions per week. The other one was 1 question per day for 10 days. This one you can ask 2 questions per week and receive direct coaching on those questions that you ask. I will be in there Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The other one, I'm in every single day. So when I say I'm in, that means I'm going to check the Voxer chat on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays and answer your questions. So you can drop your questions whenever you want, as long as there's just 2 questions per week. And my goal at the end of those 30 days is that you will have shifted towards embodying a different self-identity, because so many of us, come to that point in life where we're going, who am I? Why am I here? What am I really like? What is my purpose? Maybe you felt like you've been, a mom for most of your life, and now things have been slowing down. Your kids don't need you as much, and so who do I become now? I mean, that's just one example, but I mean, a lot of us, you know, hate our work, but there's a lot of us that actually love our work, and maybe we self-identify as our work, but we're much more than just our work, right? It's just sort of, it's really like, who am I? The essence of who I am, like my truth, my wisdom, my gifts. It's all about that. So that's the goal of At Your Service Voxer group chat. So moving on to the next one, the next one is really just the one-on-one coaching. So for that, it's what I'm saying right now. It's one-on-one. It's you can either do one-on-one with me for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months if you want. If we do 6 months, it's usually more of a relationship issue, where you and your partner could join. I have a few of those going right now, where we vary it. One time it's you, the next week it's your partner. Sometimes it's together. That's what we do in the relationship coaching, but that's considered one-on-one, where it's weekly. It's weekly Zoom calls. Sometimes if you reside here in Winnipeg, sometimes the relationship ones, they ask for it to be in person. And I don't mind doing that here and there, the in person. So that's what I mean about one-on-one. And of course, the individual, sometimes people do 1 month and they just want to kind of tip their toe in the water and see what that's like. You got to realize there's a certain type of energy in that, right? Like we get to chat one-on-one for an hour each week. And so it's very dedicated. Like the person is sort of like, I know I need this, and I need some really strong support in getting me where I want to go. Those are the people that join the one-on-one type of coaching, because they're very focused. And that's why I call it focus, coaching. This is where I'm stuck, and this is where I want to go. And I'm choosing you to make me accountable, to take me there. It's like, it's a whole different energy. And I really encourage my one-on-one clients to do prompts and homework during the week. It really helps in getting you much more focused, and like, I want to see that you're doing the work. Like, one thing I should say right here is that it's quite amazing. You go in, like, personally, I found this, and it's true for every single mentor that I've hired, every single coaching group that I've gone into. You go in this group with this sort of idea in mind of what you want, like this end goal. And you come out, you may or may not have, well, you're on the way to the end goal, but you also are, like, I don't know. I always say, like, I feel like I'm thrown into a washing machine, tumbled, stretched, pounded, whatever. And I come out like I had no idea I needed to do this much inner work. And it's always like that. And, don't get scared about that. It just gets better and better. and it is peeling the layers. We all have trauma. A therapist has trauma. Obviously, everybody can do a better part, play a better role in their life. And I find awareness, this is why I'm talking about awareness so much in those group Voxer ones, awareness, responsibility, honesty, like it's great because you don't need to defend yourself anymore. Like it removes the defensiveness, like this shame and guilt, like I'm supposed to be this. No, you're actually a human being, and you get to have these moments of, like, you're allowed to make mistakes in life. I think we all put ourselves at such a high pedestal sometimes. We need to get humble again as a human, and realize we got a lot of shit to work on. Excuse my language, but we do. We got a lot. And it doesn't end. But it's a beautiful journey, because you clean out, like it's a detox like no other. You're just cleaning out the system. You're allowing yourself to connect closer and closer. Like for me, it's God, it is nature. You become a cleaner channel to accessing that joy and that happiness, what everybody is rushing after, looking for, scavenging for. You think it's when I get this, I will have that. When I'm at this point in my career, when I have this much money, when I have this, and it's just, we got to stop that, and we just got to keep on looking inside and looking more inside and more inside and more inside, more and more forgiveness, more and more embracing being a human, and realizing we are where we are right now, and connecting, much more connecting to self and to source, and allowing the wisdom to just flow in. More and more come to Jesus moments, more and more light bulbs going off. And it's not always sexy. It may require a lot of, sobbing, but it gets better. It definitely gets better. That's something I can promise you. So, and the last thing I'm going to say right now quickly is, I also am running what I call small group experiences. So they're group experience right now. It's 5 women, 5 weeks. And you know what? There will be a men's group coming up too. Definitely, because men need healing big time. Big time. I mean, I think we're all kind of sticking our heads in the sand when we're ignoring the amount of male suicides that are there. And I know they're there, and they've affected my life. And I'm sure you have heard of someone that's in your world that's male, that's committed suicide, whether it's your friend's acquaintance, your child's acquaintance, your cousin, your father. It's very prevalent. And so that will be coming, but right now I'm concentrating on what I feel my women need. And so right now I have one called Body Respect, as this episode goes out. And that you can find those links on my link tree, my bio, on Facebook, and on my website. It's all about, making life simple. I'm all about simplicity. I'm all about self-awareness. I'm all about self-worth, self-love, and loving your body by respecting your body and noticing, um, where you're struggling. It's like, is it a certain, is it sweets? Is it fat and salt? Is it binging? I mean, those aren't subtle. I mean, those are smack in your face. You know those things. But it's like when I say making it simple, you can make such small changes in your life in terms of movement, in terms of nutrition. You have no idea what these little things do over time. Nothing's going to happen overnight. And I think that's the problem, is that we want that instant change. That's why we go to the supplements. That way we go to the morning powders that we take to fix gut health and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's simple, simple foods. And it has so much to do with your mind, so much to do with your mind, so much to do with slowing down. And again, that's why I have these evergreen, like, programs and like I created, like I told you about in Voxer, because you have to start with your mind and where your thoughts are if you're going to make any sort of behavioral change in your life, whether it's nutrition or anything else, relationships, everything, how you treat yourself, your own self love. And so the body respect is going on right now, but new ones are going to come out. And remember, I called this communion. Communion is all about coming together, being intimate. And that's why right now it's only 5 women. So we get intimate. And I feel like my medicine, my magic is making women feel safe, to allow women to just speak out loud in a place that they feel safe. And my energy is all behind that. That's my years of being a therapist and learning really what women need. They have to feel that they can share, and then helping other women out in that group. They don't realize how much they can help other women out. So it's giving and receiving in these groups, which brings such a beautiful system. And it works. It works so well. And that's where change happens. I get to be myself and not be criticized. I get to be honored in that space and held in that space. So, and I get to talk about one of the reasons I wanted to, like, body respect is, like, I want to bring more of my functional medicine guidance in here too. It's something I haven't used a lot, and there's so much strength in that too. So, also, and I should share with this, that I'm bringing a functional medicine coach in that container. Her and I are doing it together. Her name is Elizabeth Resnick. And she is part of that whole beautiful container. So the next one that's coming out, and I'll just name the others quickly, but the next one that's coming out is called High Standards. So again, 5 women, 5 weeks. And these communion groups are priced at $555 US. So it's I didn't say this, sorry about this, but it's once a week. We meet together on Zoom, and you receive, I guess, live coaching from Elizabeth and I in the body respect one. The high standards one, it's just going to be me right now, but it's all about returning back to your values, protecting your energy. It's boundaries. That's what I mean by high standards. It's for all the people pleasers out there who know that they have to conserve their energy more, when their energy is stolen from them, it's usually because someone's demanding too much from them and they feel like they have to concave and do that, whatever it is they're being asked. And they, even though they know that's sucking all the energy out of them, and they know it's not good. Okay, so more about that one. And I'm just going to name the other ones just so you can kind of keep the radar out there. If any of these sound like, when that one rolls out, I want to know about it. Okay, so the other one is how your home is a reflection of your mind. That's sort of about, you know, like getting the clutter out of your mind, getting the stillness more, and then incorporating your exterior environment about that, like your home. I find sometimes when our homes are a disaster, that's a real reflection of where our minds are. I know a lot of women that want to like not be home because their home is like a disaster in some ways. Whether it's in the laundry room pileups, or whether it's like dirty dishes in the sink, or all the shoes at the front door that you're tripping over and you can't find your keys. It's a direct reflection of your mind. And I'm doing that one in collaboration with an interior designer. So we get to talk about a specific area of your home that you want to declutter, that you want to bring simplicity to and make beautiful. And it will also beautify your mind. So, okay, I will have a container for men, and I think I'm going to call it Men Feel 2, a place for men who are feeling frustrated, anxious, and nervous to start coming together and feeling like they can be vulnerable and share in that space. I want to have a one about supporting adult children in the home. When is enough in terms of supporting them? And parenting, I'm going to create a one on parenting, sharing my own wins and my losses in my own parenting journey. And I want to, of course, have one on relationships. So, and it's going to be specifically kind of focused on before you uncouple. I want you to think of this, some things to do. Okay. I don't want to keep this long because I don't want to ramble, but just to kind of bring you up to speed on why I'm doing the things I'm doing. I just feel that the group experiences have so much wonderful impact right now. I am doing as this one airs, I'm in one right now, the close proximity one, where I have 5 women sharing about their experiences having escaped from a narcissistic relationship. And there's so much healing going on right there. The transformation for these women is going to be everything. And they're helping each other out. And it's just so beautiful. My guidance, meeting them weekly, plus they have the Voxer chat where they get to help each other out during the week. I pop in there here and there and add my 2 cents to their conversations to help redirect. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful space. So I hope you have a great week, guys. And I will see you here next week. Sorry about the background. Maybe you hear it, maybe you don't, but I'm hearing leaf blowers. I'm hearing lawnmowers, and it is spring, summer. Definitely, it's feeling summer. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, and by the way, if you are enjoying the podcast, I would really, really appreciate a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And to say thank you for the time it takes for you to do this, I am giving away $100 off any of my programs at a similar value or more. And all you need to do is take a screenshot of your review on Apple or Spotify, and you can either email it to us at admin at luellayoung.com, or just DM me the screenshot and let me know what you're interested, whether it's a certain coaching program, therapy, or masterclass. Okay, once again, thank you for listening and have a great day. Thanks once again for joining me on another great episode of I Think I Can podcast. If you liked it, please subscribe below so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And until next week, treat each day like it was your last, because each new day is a privilege that we shan't take for granted. Cheers and have a great week. Bye-bye.